fucking with a star in the making. But I ain't chillin' at the top till it's greatness, yeah. I ain't stopping till it's blues in the safe, yeah. I ain't stopping till it's views in the rape. You gotta get it how you live, we got the same 24. The same 24, yeah. You gotta get it how you live, we got the same 24. The same 24. Yeah, if niggas can't find a way, then that's your problem. It's 24 in a day, that ain't no problem. We ain't chillin' at the top till there's no problems. Niggas wasting all their time with a whole problem.
What's up, y'all? It's Miss Dixon, and I'm here bringing to life one of my selections with 1TakeOcho from the 1Take Boys Camp. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I truly appreciate it. And your time could have been anywhere else in the world today that you're here with me. So thank you.
It's already been a long day, low key.
I did not, because you came in like you was tired. So what was you doing?
Had some errands to run. I've been in the workout. So yeah, I'm tired as fuck right now. Legs shaking and shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I'm sorry with these chairs. What's up? You can let me go a little bit.
It was leg day, so my shit's still like, you feel me?
Like a dog. So with that, like, how are you feeling today? What's your energy? How was your weekend?
Shit, I'm feeling good. What I do over the weekend? My girl's family came down from Arizona, so we was just all chilling the whole weekend. Last week I went to Disneyland, I went to the beach, I did a whole bunch of shit. So yeah, I'm feeling good though. Energy's good, energy's great.
Good.
Feeling good, happy to be here.
How was Disneyland being older?
See, alright, I promised myself I'll never go back because I ain't been since high school, my grad night, and I was high as fuck. So it was like boring as hell to me. I was falling asleep everywhere. I'm like, man, I'm never going back. But this time, we got on damn near every ride. That shit was fun. It was damn near like 6 Flags.
Oh, good. You guys must have went on a weekday though.
Yeah, we went on, what was that, Tuesday?
Yeah, weekday is always the best day because you can actually do it.
Exactly. The waits wasn't long. It was like the longest wait we had was like 50 minutes. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so
good.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to go with some money now too. Like, child.
And turkey leg was $15.
But you know what? They are expensive, but you get a big ass turkey leg. Like, so
we shared it like, it was like 3 of us eating it. So it was,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was good though.
Good. So I do want to lay a foundation for the people who don't know. Like, who is Ocho? How did you get into music? You know, the roundabout.
Yeah. So I got into music 2018. I was doing a song, well, 1Take Point and 1Take Teasy was doing a song. And then it was like, I was like, man, let me get in there and do something. Because I'm always around them, I've been around them doing music since like 2014, 2015. So I was like, man, let me go in there and do something. So I just did some ad-libs, something real quick. So that was my first little introduction into the music. And then the next time I made a full song was with Caleb for real. I grew up with him, played pop under football and stuff with him. We was in his garage at like 3 in the morning. And we made a full song together. That was my first time ever making like a full song, like a hook, a verse, his hook, and everything together. So that's how that started. He was really one of the ones like telling me like, man, if you really want to do this music stuff, like you really got to do it, like, because you already sound decent enough to do it, so you might as well just like go full at it. And then like this was the time where like football was coming to an end for me too, and I was just like, man.
Like high school?
Nah, I was playing. So after college, I graduated. Well, I didn't graduate until last year, but I left college my last football season, 2017. So that next year, I was just like trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Like I played professional, but it was like arena football in Sacramento. But that came to an end, so it was like, man, what do I really want to do? Because that's not really like feeling like it's not doing nothing right now. Like the door is slowly closing. So I was just like, man, I'm around music all the time. Jay, the only 1Take Jay, he's been going up since like 2016 doing shows, and his music is going up. 1Take One, the same thing. So I was just like, man, let me step into the music scene. So that's really how I came about doing music. And then I dropped my first song November 2018. So yeah, ever since then it's just been 1TakeOcho. Like,
and how did did they already have 1Take established before and then you came in as Ocho?
Yeah, so that started with 1Take Teasy and 1Take Point because they was first like doing the music. That started in 2014. So like everybody's social media was like 1Take something, like 1Take Teasy, 1Take Point, like since 2014. Like mine at first was 1Take Day Day, and then I changed it. I was like, nah, that's too long.
Okay, look, I thought so for a minute. So I was like, is there another one? Okay.
Yeah, it was 1 high school, well, all my social media handles in high school was Ocho Day. So I was like, everybody called me Day. So I just put 1Take Day at first, but then Ocho was like, it like, I don't know, it flowed better, like 1TakeOcho. So yeah, I changed it to 1TakeOcho. And then that was it. But it started with 1Take TZ, 1Take Quan. They was in the studio. And they was trying to compete to see who can do the verse in one take and like not mess up.
Oh, okay.
So it was like,
See?
and TZ was like, shit, fuck it, we the 1Take boys. So that's how that started. And then it's been up since then.
I like that. And then Ocho, was that your number?
Yeah, that was my football number, so yeah.
And why Ocho? Well, okay, you can't do 1Take 8. Oh, 1Take 8 though.
Some people call me 8.
That's
like, the homie Ayo, he called me Big 8. Like, what's up, Big 8? All the time. But Ocho, I don't know, it was just like, since I was already Ocho Day, like on like Snapchat and like all my other stuff, I was like, 1TakeOcho.
Okay, I honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I've been wanting to know that for a minute. I have watched a few interviews, so I'm like, somebody asked me, like, how did that camp start? Like, 1Take, I mean, you know, just like, I get some background on that.
Sure.
Now, with you being a part of this group, it seems like everybody else is just like super high energy, like ratchet boys, just everything, and you come in as like the smooth thug, like, but don't get it fucked up, like, you know, type thing. Like, but when you look at more of your social media, like on TikTok and like your videos and stuff, like you kind of are hyped.
Show off for what? They see it. Niggas can't score. I ain't gotta play a defense. Cuban link hanging like pigs, no cleavage. Test dummy, hit a nigga bitch without a reason. Daddy in and out of nigga life, I ain't need him. Nigga fuck my bitch, I'm finna get even. Wear that bitch out, she gon' get the op treatment. Nickname Ice, cause she can't stop creaming. Fuck pillow talk, you gon' be my top secret. I'm a stingy nigga, but a bitch I'm not keeping. Like an injury, we can't do the whole season. I'm a deadbeat, cause I can't stop leaving. Niggas on my Instagram, tell them stop peeking.
So like, where does that contrast come from between the music and then kind of how you are in real life? Like, do you become like, you get what I'm saying, like a different persona when you in the booth, or?
Yeah, cause I use music as like therapy. Like all these other rappers used to say like I use music as therapy, but I never like understood like how can you use music as therapy until you actually get into it. So it's like in my music I talk about like real life situations, like our relationship or like stuff like that. So. And I already told myself before I did the music, since everybody was on the ratchet stuff, like the ratchet tip, I already told them, I'm like, man, if I'm gonna do this music stuff, I'm gonna come in and sing it, you feel me? Cause like, I'm gonna stand up from y'all. Like, I tried to rap on the mic and it didn't sound right. So I'm like, yeah, so I'm like, I'm gonna come in and sing it. I'm gonna come in and sing it since y'all doing that. And then that's at the time SOB was going up, so I was like looking at the young T.O. like type of style, so you know, so. Like everybody else is rapping, I'm gonna come and sing it just how like you feel me, young T.O. was with SOBRB, so that's how I did it. And then I've always been goofy since high school, like with my videos and stuff. So if you like when you see a TikTok video, you see me acting goofy. That's been me since like middle school, high school type. So, but when I do the music stuff, I tap into like more of the other side, like kind of being vulnerable and kind of talking about real life situations instead of like doing the ratchet type stuff. So.
I think that that's really interesting that you can really have those two separations like that. But question, do you ever feel like you would put some of that into the music? Or like, is the music just, okay, just my therapy session?
I have in a few songs, like just did some ratchet stuff. Like, it's a few songs out, I think older, like in like 2019. I did that a few times, but I just feel like what come natural is like me like on the lover boy type stuff, like for the ladies type thing. That just comes natural, like. If I'm doing the ratchet stuff, it's kind of like forced, or like somebody gotta help me do it because like I'm not even like ratchet like that. I can get goofy. I can get goofy and be like, yeah, I can get goofy and like be ratchet like personality wise, but like when it comes to music, I like to. It's easier when I'm just talking about real life stuff, like when I'm going through stuff, like how other people can relate. So,
yeah, you definitely did that on this project too. It seems like with Undeniable, you kind of surrendered to the music and like everything that was going on. Now, when you started to do this project, like, did you have that concept going in? You already knew you wanted it to be Undeniable, or did things happen and then you were like, okay, this is what it's going to be?
It kind of just happened like that. Cause with the second Undeniable, I wanted to separate myself from the first Undeniable, just to like elevate the sound and elevate like the songwriting and just like elevate everything as a whole. But I also wanted it to match like the title, Undeniable. So like just being undeniable. Like you ever go to a job interview and like they be like, after you done with the interview, they like, okay, like we'll give you a call. We have other people like we want to interview. Like now I don't want y'all to make that call. Like I want y'all to let me know right now if I got the job. So like I want to be undeniable, be presentable, and I want to make you like have to like mess with me, like almost like you have to like mess with me, just like being undeniable. So that's where that came from. It came from really DJ Head, because he was just saying like 3 things in this world: be undeniable, bring value, and don't take shit personal. So that undeniable just stuck out to me. So I'm like, I'm gonna name the project Undeniable. And then when I told him, he was like surprised. He was like, really? I was like, yeah. So that's like the first track.
Yeah, that intro was fire.
That's the first one. So I also wanted to incorporate DJ Head just to give his flowers and like just let him know like constantly like you really helped me with this project. So I want to put you on that first track. So.
Yeah, fire. Shout out DJ Head for sure.
Yeah.
With that being said, like how did you guys link? Like how did that relationship start?
Really, I was just like following him and Chuck Dizzle. Chuck Dizzle was one of the first people to like reply to me because I was sending out my music in 2019, and he was the first one to like reply to me. Like, oh yeah, I like this. It's dope.
And what track was that?
It was Say What with me and 1TakeOcho.
Okay.
I dropped it in February of 2019. I just sent him that song and he like with Fire Flames. He was like, it's dope. And then ever since then, I've been tapped in with Chuck Dizzle, and then I started seeing DJ Head, and then I followed him, and then he would go on Instagram Live, and that's how I would like keep up with him and stuff. And then yeah, exactly. And I would tap in with him like here and there, and then I finally met him in person, and then like yeah, it's been up since then. Like DJ Head, Silas, and Chuck Dizzle has just been in my corner.
Yeah, Silas is like a secret. He always talks about other people being a secret weapon, but he's really a secret weapon.
Silas is for sure.
Yeah, he has his hands in the back doing all this, and you never even know, right?
I was following Silas for like a year and a half before I like actually met him in person. Like I was like, oh, you Silas? He was like, yeah, what's up, Ocho? And I'm like, oh yeah. I never knew what you looked like. So,
right? You don't have a picture. That black picture that says Silas.
I know I like walked by him a few times before I met him, like actually met him because he was at the BET Experience and DJ Head had a stage where Jay was performing at, and I remember seeing him there and I'm like, oh, like, I didn't know that. Yeah, like why didn't you know that was you?
I'm not gonna lie, I think when I first started Homegrown I had to, but I didn't know who nobody, really was, and I was like, oh, that's how this is. And I was like, things started clicking up.
Yeah, he can be an asshole sometimes. Not like a bad one, but like he'll be like a sarcastic, like it's funny though, it's like his sense of humor, it's funny.
Right, but they're always dropping gems, always giving games, and it's like that tough love. Like they want you to be better. Like even when it's something that you don't want to hear, you know what I mean?
We need to hear.
Speaking of which, you say a lot like on Undeniable, like which I think is very, very not interesting, but like positive, because a lot of the times we hear things that we don't want to hear, you know what I mean? But it's things that we need to hear. And it shows your maturity as well too. Like I don't know how old everybody is, but how old is everybody in the camp? How old are you?
We all 95 babies, 95. Most of them. TZ is a 93 baby, and the only big aunt's a 94 baby. So we all from 93 to 95.
Okay, how old are you?
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your birthday?
27, November 24th.
23rd. Boom. That's Sagittarius Day. So actually, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. That personality and just being, just we fire. So we always come with it. Sagittarius. People don't understand this. They really don't. Like we're very social, but anti-social at the same time.
It
like
depends on the crowd. Like it depends if you're really cool with people. All right, you'll be social. But like you're around people you don't know, it's like
and just kind of sit back and watch. You want to feel the vibes.
Be a fly on the wall type shit.
Right.
So,
Yeah, Undeniable. which is obviously the project and the title is very fitted. It's an undeniable body of work. It feels purposeful, it feels intentional. I definitely want to talk about some of the tracks that you have on there. We already spoke about the intro, the DJ Head, that's fire. Common Collective, the first single that you have. Why did you decide to make that the first single?
I don't know. That was one of my favorite songs on the project. So.
And that's Milan and
Jay Million,
right?
yeah. Creed's the artist and Jay Million. Jay Million, he's a part of the Eagle Camp.
Right.
So he produces for Blast. And Creed's the artist is also he produces with Jay Million a lot of times too.
And how did that come together? Were they in the studio together, or you said, hey, I want y'all to drop, hop on something together? Or?
Nah, not really. All these songs really, they was just all beats that was sent to me.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, every producer that's on this tape, I'm like tapped in with like tremendously. Like Creed's the artist, he was sending me hella beats. So it was like, almost every beat he sent me, it was like fire. So I was coming up with stuff easily. So like, that was like natural. And then, every other producer is like, they just send me beats and I'm just hopping on every studio session I have type shit. So, yeah.
Who did SODB?
Creed's artist.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay,
So we
fire. Forgotten. I just be envying my ass. Forgotten.
Man, I freestyled that.
Shut up, did you?
Yeah, like, I had the hook in my head, but like, I freestyled that whole verse. So that's why, like, a couple of lines, like, I'm repeating, because like, I was freestyling in the booth, like. But yeah, me and him, he did an Afro beat, cause he also does music too, like he raps and sings and all that too. So like he did a song on an Afro beat, and then I seen him post it, and I'm like, man, I need something like this. And he was like, oh, I got you. So like within like 30 minutes, he was sending me like how he was making it. He was sending me like, I was like, oh yeah, that's fire. So he sent me the final product, and then like my next studio session, I went in there and knocked it out. I'm like, oh yeah. Cause I like that type of stuff, like Afro beats and like island music. So like,
I think if you did that, you could really, not that you're looking to do that, but like match that energy of your other side, like on that, because you can go high, you can go low, you can still do a lover boy, and they get ratchet.
Exactly.
I know how you sleep at your dance and stuff, like so
and those Afro beats, like it'll get you dancing like automatically, because it's like, I don't know, it's like candy to your ear. Like once you hear that beat, you don't even need like no lyrics on the beat. You just listen to the beat, just be like, okay, I feel like I'm on the island right now or something like that. And once you put the words in it, once you put something catchy on it, it's just like undeniable, like the project.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I'm a special request if you could do a video to that. Like,
man, I got a lot of videos. I want to do like 6 more videos to this project. So like, yeah.
Do you have the videos like in mind of what songs?
Yeah. Ducked Off, I'm gonna do that one with me and Fats. I still gotta do Right By You.
Yeah, it takes.
I gotta do Me and You with me and 1TakeOcho and Quan. Dodger Fitted with me and Jay. That's another one I want to do. Oh, and Sound Good with me and Keenan.
Yeah, that was one of my stars too. Like that's like some real nigga shit. Like, coming to a female correct, laying it out, but at the same time, what are you saying? It's like, but I'm just saying though, like you reeling it in, but it sounds good, but
He was only a reference. So
there you go, it's only a reference. I was like, damn, like only a reference, but it's still, I like what you put down in that song. Like that was really fire.
That's one of my favorites too.
Same 24. That is my personal favorite, like when I'm really sitting down and like getting to my grind, like because when I heard it, if you can't find a way, then like that's your problem. You get what I'm saying? I was like, you know what, he's really saying something here. Like there really are no excuses. Like how did that song like come together? Like was it a conviction of yourself, like you were just saying that, or it was just a vibe that you had?
I had that. So Melodics and CJ on the west side produced that. Melodics sent me the beat. I kind of already had, because sometimes when I write songs, like I would like brainstorm first, like all right, I'm gonna talk about this topic. Because that hook, I had it already written down like sometime last year. I had wrote down like we all got the same 24, and like that's how I kind of like brainstorm. Like you ever like write an essay when you're younger, you put something in the middle, you circle it, and then you put the. That's kind of how I brainstorm songs. So that's how that came about. I was just thinking like one day like we all got the same 24. So when I finally got a beat that I can hear at home, I just laid it out. Yeah, we all got the same 24, no excuses. You can't be dependent on nobody else.
Right.
For like other things, you gotta get it done yourself. So
Facts.
it's no excuses, same 24.
And then you talk about greatness in that song as well. So what does greatness look like for you? Like musically or just personally? Like what does that mean to you or look like?
So everybody got their own like definition of greatness. It could be awards, it could be I want to be as big as Drake, or it could be I just want to like make an impact on my city. So for me, I just want to just make a living. I just want to have a family, be able to provide, buy my mom a house, you know, retire her, like stuff like that. Like that's greatness to me. Like just taking care of the people around you. Like I don't gotta be the biggest artist in the world. I ain't gotta be the biggest artist in my city, but if I can just make a living out of doing something I love to do instead of doing something, instead of doing something I don't want to do,
right.
I can do that. Like I'd rather do that. You feel me? So
yeah, I'm sorry, you get nervous.
man, you feel me? Like if I can just work while doing the stuff I love, that's like greatness. While making a living, like you still gotta pay bills and stuff. So you don't want to be out here doing what you love and not making a living. So if I can do both of those, that's like greatness to me. Or success.
And then you kind of talked about it already, but like heartbreak, because that really stood out to me too. Like that, not only maturity, just being honest. I mean, you're vulnerable all over the projects, but like that, it came from the heart. Like it was that like the start, because that sounds like the therapy session right there to kind of like roll everything out.
It was too. It was just kind of how I was feeling at the moment. My relationship was kind of rocky at that time, so like instead of me like talking about my relationship, that song I put it into like as I'm talking to a female, like oh it's hard for her, but it was really, it was really hard for me. But like I was just saying like in the song, like one of the lyrics what I say, yeah I know it's hard to get you out that room, but yeah, like it's like I'm talking to the female, but it was really how I was feeling. I just put it in that perspective. So. That was one of the last, probably the fourth to the last song that I finished on the project. So
yeah, it's not, and it's interesting that you say that it was about a relationship, because I feel like that could apply to anything
exactly.
That you go through.
That's how I flipped it too. So
yeah, it hit for me.
Yeah, a lot of people like told me, gave me some feedback about that song too. So.
Yeah,
I want to do something special for that song too. Not like an actual music video, but like probably like something.
Yeah,
like
please do, because that's a star.
Nah, for sure.
And then, of course, for my pops, damn near made me cry, because you know I know everything that happened. And then my dad as well, like he's 75, so like I have older parents, and it just like hit really hard for me. But like, what is something that your dad has embedded in you that you feel like you're carrying on like in this life? Or words, you know?
Shit. One of the main things he always told me, he like never forced nothing on me. So like, as a parent, I feel like that's important for your kids, like not to force nothing on them. Cause like obviously he loved when I played football and everything. And then once I transitioned over to music, like, I didn't really tell him I was doing music at first. Like I was trying to like still figure out the football. Yeah, I was still keeping it on the low. So like, cause I didn't know how he was gonna receive it. So when I let him hear my music, whatever, cause I posted on Facebook one time. He was like, man, Nick, why you didn't tell me you was doing music? I was like, shit, I was having fun with it. Like I really wasn't telling nobody. So he was like, man, that's hard. I like that when you just dropped. That's hard. So like just hearing that, it was just like, okay, so I can really do anything I want. He won't like judge me or nothing. So he wasn't judgmental. He always said like, if you like it, I love it type shit. So and then one of our last few conversations. This was last year, Father's Day. Like he asked me, he was like, "You got any music out there, son? You got any music? I want to hear something." So I played him a couple songs. He was like, "Yeah, I like that one. I like that one." And then so just having those little small conversations with him about like my music and what it was going on.
Yeah, like, you gotta give him some because he's trying to pull up on the mic with it and be like, "Who that? Who that? Oh, that's my son right there."
He always say that. He would be posted on Facebook like, "My son just dropped a new song. Go check him out." So yeah, he always loved anything I do, like literally. So.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And him being on the set, like, did you grow the black light set?
Yeah.
Did you grow up like kind of on the set, or like were you around?
I was around. Like I would always go, like out with him sometimes, like to the events and stuff. Everybody in the crew like knows me and stuff. Like, "This little rat, right here." So I was always around him. I got his bike, so like if I'm gonna learn how to ride it one day, but I always did think about it because I'll be on the back of his bike sometimes when I was younger, and then I would always be like, "Man, I want me a bike," and then he would always tell me like, "Nah, you don't need one of these," because he got into 2 accidents, so it was like, he was like, "Nah, I don't want you one of these bikes."
Yeah, them bikes can be scary.
Yeah, for sure. So I always thought about it. So now that I got his bike, now it's like, okay, one day I'll get on it.
Yeah, get out there. You don't fly his Letterman jacket.
Man, I wear his Letterman jacket all the time. It's in my car right now. So.
Look, I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but I was gonna say like maybe for that, like if you learn how to ride this bike and then do a video so that like that would be fire.
That's crazy
like,
you said that because my cameraman Blue, he just told me the same thing like a month ago. He was like trying to figure out what videos we want to shoot next. He was like, "Man, if you learn how to ride that bike, man, we can like get the drone and stuff and like
get the dirty words out there with you following the path."
He's like, he never like shot a video like that with an artist who's riding an actual motorcycle. So he's like, if you could do that, dope. We'll make a fire video. Like, we can set it up real soon when I learn. So.
Good tribute. Yeah, because your dad was definitely a G out here.
Sure.
Like I've been out here for a minute on the set, and I mean I never met him personally, but I know a lot of great stories about him. The club loves him and things like that. The set love him. Have you ever thought about like coming out to perform on the set? Because it seems like that's getting like more popular with other rappers.
I see it. Yeah, one day I'll do it. I don't know anytime soon, but I know one day I'll come and I'll do it. I'll perform over there. Because they all know who I am. Only a few know that
I mean, outside of the dirty words.
Yeah,
too,
exactly. Yeah. One day though, it'll come.
Okay, when's your birthday?
27, November 24th.
23rd. Boom. That's Sagittarius Day. So actually, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. That personality and just being, just we fire. So we always come with it. Yeah. People don't understand this. They really don't. Like we're very social, but anti-social at the same time.
It just
like
depends on the crowd. Like it depends if you're really cool with people. All right, you be social.